Hello everyone! For today's video, I'm trying something a little bit different. It's gonna be kind of a vlog, but also a lot of chatting. So if you aren't aware, because you don't follow me on Instagram, first of all, you should. I was at a Chinese New Year market this weekend. I was planning to go to this event, document how it went, and then come home and make a vlog with it. But it did not go at all as I expected, and so I have a lot of thoughts, and that's what I want to share with you guys today, alongside the footage that I took while at the event, of course. So, like I said, it's kind of a vlog, but I also have a lot of yapping coming up in this video. As usual, for these types of chatty videos, feel free to draw or craft along while listening to this in the background. A little bit of context before I get into my thoughts about this market. This wasn't my first market. I am just starting my business, but my first market was in December. It was for Christmas, and the one I went to this weekend was actually my second one. So as expected, in one day, because I was only there for one day, I didn't make back all of my costs. I figured that's just because that wasn't my target audience, but I still came out of it feeling very motivated because I learned so much from just being there one day. And I also got a bit of exposure, which allowed me to reach new people and new potential clients. And at the time, I did know that I was gonna do the New Year market because I'd already gotten the acceptance email for it. And so after the flop, that was my first market, I came in with high hopes. I was expecting that since it was downtown Montreal, that there would be a lot more young people, people who are my target audience, people like me and my friends who like cartoons and anime and cute cats and stuff like that. And so I did a lot of work behind the scenes to get ready for this event, improve my booth from the first one. I came in feeling very confident. I was so wrong. So day one, Saturday morning, I had everything packed, ready to go. I had my father and my partner who were there to help and support me. And while we were waiting for the metro, they announced that an incident was slowing down service on the line that we were going to transfer to. So change of plans, we took the bus. We had a whole minute to get out of the station and go catch the bus. And thankfully, the driver was nice enough to let us in because we would have had to wait like 15 more minutes if we didn't catch it. So unfortunately, we did end up arriving a little bit later than I would have wanted, but we still had at least an hour to get everything set up. So we set up everything and everything was going well. I was a little bit nervous. I was annoying everyone, but that's okay. And then I realized that I did not pack my price tags. So once again, I was complaining and annoying everyone, but that's okay because I prevailed. I made a shitty little price list and that was that. My table was on the second floor because it was the cheaper option. And it's obvious why it's cheaper. I mean, I was already expecting that there would be less foot traffic, but I wasn't expecting that there would be barely anyone walking around, even less people stopping at my table. I feel like the few people who did come upstairs were actually friends and families of the people who were selling there, because I heard a lot of people saying they didn't even see the sign pointing to the second floor, and that if it wasn't for them knowing about someone upstairs, they wouldn't have come up. First sale of the day was to a friend of mine who had come to see me. She bought 2 stickers, and then later during the day, I made one more sale. Obviously, with how slow that day was, I did not make back my costs for this table. Far from that. Eventually, my friend had to leave, and my partner wanted to go work in a cafe. My dad also had to leave to come back to his house in the countryside. And then my dad participated in the raffle and got first prize. So then when they left, I was completely alone with my thoughts. It was very hard. I tried to keep busy as much as I could, drew in my sketchbook, played Love Nikki. But then, plot twist, My partner and my friend both came back and they had brought yummy bubble tea for me. And that made me so happy, you have no idea, because yes, the market was still shit after that, but at least I had people to kill time with. And then that clip is just my friend opening a mystery box figure that she bought. My friend left and it was still empty as fuck. And my partner suggested that we just don't come back the next day because it would be a waste of time. I didn't really like this idea because I'd already spent the $60 for each day of that event. And while yes, coming back would be a waste of time, I was willing to take the risk. I really didn't have anything to lose, and I was still holding on to the hope that the next day would somehow get better. But we still ended up leaving a little bit earlier, got home, had the girliest dinner. Leftover white rice with ketchup. And then passed out. The next day, Sunday. This time I wasn't in so much of a hurry because we had left everything already set up. I didn't have much to do when we got there, so I took my time. And do not worry, this time I did not forget my price tags. I decided to not expect anything at all and to stop complaining because I had nothing to lose at this point, and all I could do was make more money. And I swear we had the worst luck with public transportation that weekend. While we were in the metro, it stopped once again because of an electrical failure, but it didn't stop for too long, so we weren't late or anything. We arrived and we had a bunch of time to set up because, of course, it was empty. Now, knowing that I would have more time to kill that day, I had brought my magic cards with me. My partner and I were planning to play together on that day, but they forgot their cards, so we couldn't play. Instead, I sent them to a game store to get me some sleeves so that I could sleeve up my cards. But then, while they were gone, another major twist in the plot. Two lovely people came at my table, and the first thing they asked me was, "With peace and love, why do you sell your products so cheap?" And I was touched, obviously, because that's such a great compliment, actually. And I was explaining to them that, oh, it's just because I'm starting out and my material isn't too expensive. And then because they had experience in that field, they gave me a bunch of advice. Their best advice was probably, don't make that market ever again. If I hadn't figured it out yet, apparently this market has always sucked. They also did buy a few things from me, which meant that officially I had made $2 more than the last market. I know. So then when my partner came back, I sleeved up all my cards and it kept me occupied for a little bit. I mentioned briefly the raffle. I don't want to get into too much detail, but they gave us 4 tickets in total during the weekend. I was supposed to give them out to clients, but since I didn't have many, I just ended up with 4 leftover tickets. So I used one, and then my partner also used one. I got that little crochet frog keychain that's so cute. And then my partner got this hair clip. Most people started packing an hour and a half before the event even ended, so we did the same. So we went home, I had a barbecue bun for dinner, and then I went straight to bed. It's incredible how exhausting it is to do absolutely nothing. That was the market in short. Here are my final thoughts about that. This event overall was a total flop, obviously. I did not make back my costs at all. I'm once again in a huge deficit. But it feels worse this time because attendance was so low. It's like they didn't do their job at advertising this properly, and I don't know, I just feel scammed. It is possible that, it's after Christmas and no one wants to spend anymore. But once again, it's the same conclusion. I just feel like this was not my target audience. I feel like most people who are out shopping for Chinese New Year gifts are older people. I feel like they're probably not that interested in colorful little stickers. I mean, I could be wrong, but that was my observation. Speaking of stickers, those sold way better at this market, surprisingly, than at my other market. In fact, at the Christmas market, it seemed that my portrait commission had way more success than anything else I was selling that day. But this time, barely anyone asked about the portrait commissions. But you know what? I guess I'm not crazy or have too high of expectations because I was not the only one struggling during this event. It looked like a triangle, kind of, the place where I was sitting, and then my table neighbor, and then the person right across from me. We were all illustrators, and I could see that none of us made big numbers that weekend. While talking to them, I even learned that they were approached directly by the organizers of the market, whereas I sent out an application. I don't know, it's a little bit sketchy when they slide into your DMs being like, hey, we got this great opportunity for you, you're gonna make so much money. It seemed like the people who came to this market were more interested in cosmetics and wholesale products, more so than the arts and crafts of it all. I am very excited about my next one though. I have a lot more faith into it. I already expect that it's gonna be a lot busier, but fingers crossed. Needless to say, I will not be doing this market ever again. No shade to anyone, but it really felt more like an AliExpress reselling market more so than a creative market, which is what they advertise it as. Anyways, you live and you learn. So I'll go cry about the hundreds of dollars I've lost this weekend. See you later, Stinkies. Bye!